Well, happy June, Mean Green Supply Chain Nation. Very excited to give you the update of what's going on this month and through the summer, actually. So first off, I want to talk about, as always, our Awards and Scholarship Breakfast, which will be August 12th this year at the Daku Stadium in the Hub Club. Pretty excited about that because we have a star-studded lineup this year for our panel discussion on autonomous trucking, something that is happening very rapidly, almost behind the scenes because people don't always notice it, but autonomous trucking is coming to the roadways. And we have Senator Brett Hogenboom going to be on the panel. We have Allison Cochran from Peterbilt, and we have Blake Calvert from Kodiak, which is one of the leading companies in developing autonomous trucking technologies. So be on the lookout for information on how to attend that. One of the things we love to do in our program is create competitive environments because we believe competition pushes people to be better than what they might be typically in a classroom. And so we have been bringing industry into the classroom in live case studies, but also creating a competitive environment where we're acknowledging those teams or students that do exceptionally well. So 3 of our classes, we've brought in Shoppa Materials Handling, we've brought in NT Logistics, and we've brought in Callaway and the Foreign Trade Zone down in Alliance to work with some of our classes in global logistics, our capstone class, and a business analytics class. And so this has been very rewarding for our students and the industry involved. One of the degrees that was transitioning into our department and our program is the industrial distribution degree. And with that, we are structuring that degree in a way that I call it the transition friendly, not transfer friendly, transition friendly. And in that sense, what we're looking to do is create an environment or degree that a student can come in. I don't care if you're a freshman, you've just come out of high school. I don't care if you're transferring from a community college. I don't care if you're transferring from another university or you're actually just transferring one degree to another here at the University of North Texas. We want to create a degree that is transition friendly. So in other words, there's not a lot of prereqs, actually almost none, that allow you to come in there and count the credit that you've already taken, even if it's not directly applicable to the degree. So fantastic opportunity for those students that are just looking for a great future and a degree that I think is going to really explode. One of the things that we also look at every semester is we look at our faculty evaluations and we try to understand how best to deliver a class to the students, the customer, so that we give a quality product. One of the things that we look at data-wise is we look at what we call time value. And that is students answer a couple of questions on the survey. And one is, how much time did I spend in the class and the content? And then how much of that did I find valuable? And year after year or semester after semester, all of our classes average about 90% value proposition. So that means about the students are finding 90% of the time that they spend in class and doing the schoolwork related to the class as valuable. And that's a pretty big deal when you got a 90% return on investment. I like that idea. So next I want to give a shout out to Cadence D'Arche. She won the Awesome Scholarship. This is an organization that's particularly focused on advancing women in supply chain. And with this scholarship, she gets to attend 2 prestigious conferences and gets a lot of recognition and pulled aside as somebody that is a leader and a future leader in the field. Then I want to give another shout out to Jonathan Fite. He's doing it again this summer, and he's going to be doing it again next summer, and that's a study abroad. Study abroads are a wonderful experience. He's taken a class last year to Amsterdam. He's got a class this year in Amsterdam. He's there right now, and he's planning for another summer to do a study abroad for our operations management class. Very exciting. And then finally, the biggest shout out of them all, I mentioned it before in last month's briefing, but we had students graduate, and they all cross the stage, super excited. It's a wonderful time. Best time of the year is watching students cross the stage with those big smiles and seeing their families so excited for their accomplishments. So big shout out to all the recent graduates from our supply chain program and the University of North Texas. That's it for June. Go Mean Green Supply Chain Nation.